So, okay, my name is Tiziano Fiore. I am a guest lecturer here. I teach in fall semester rocket science, rocket propulsion. Probably have seen what the dummy rocket what we launched in January. And currently I'm teaching resource management. I have two lives. In my other life, I work as a head of product for a corporation in Finland. So my expertise is in product, building a product, developing a product, managing a product, and selling to the market. And I use AI. I see AI used every day in a lot of context. And today I hope I can communicate to you and show to you some of the things I know. Okay, what is the agenda? Fundamentals of AI, a little bit about, you will see the basics, then application of AI in aviation, and challenges also, limitations, concerns of AI, and then also where we are going to the near future and long-term future. Q&A, if you are not shy, you can also interrupt me whenever you want, or wait to the end, or maybe I will ask questions. So if I see you're falling asleep, I will ask the question. So, okay. Still have some people coming. Okay. So let's start with some fundamentals. What is AI? Okay, well, actually, I forgot to ask you a question. When I say AI, what comes to your mind? ChatGPT, everybody ChatGPT. Grok 3, have you heard about Grok 3? Elon Musk just released it yesterday, no, Monday. So what is AI? Basically, AI is about having machines exhibit human-like intelligence, intelligent behavior, they say. So AI is not just ChatGPT, what you said. It's not just chatbots, assistant, things like that. AI is more than that. It's broader, is a wider spectrum of applications and studies. So basically, and what is the final goal of AI is enabling machines to sense the environment around, understand, learn, adapt to the environment, and also propose a recommendation, but most important, make decisions. Make decisions, you will see in drones, for example, or drones application, UAV. And also in commercial airlines, make a decision quickly, sometimes can save your life. So AI would help them. Probably last summer, the European Commission approved the AI Act. So basically, European Commission, you know that in Europe we are very good at making regulations. So AI last year, sorry, European Commission last year approved this AI Act, where basically created the regulatory framework for AI. And also they define what is AI. AI software that can, for a given set of human defined objectives, generate outputs. So basically can make prediction, recommendations, and decision, influence the environment where AI is operating, but also learning from the environment where it operates, I would like to add. Last week, actually, European Commission also approved 200 billion blended private and public funding for AI. It's called Invest AI. So they are going to invest 20 billion in the AI gigafactory. So building a gigafactory means data center and AI infrastructure to train new models. So it's really coming, and Europe has been a little bit slow, but now it is also coming a big push from European Union. Like nowadays, you hear about hydrogen, you hear about green pillars of the European Commission. So you will see it more often. But then, what is the development of AI along the history? I don't know if somebody knows a little bit of this, but AI over the history had winters and summers. So in principle, AI architecture and algorithms are actually quite old. First AI research started in 1956. And then there was a first inflated eye. Then the first winter came. Nobody could really find real applications except some research and custom engineered approach. And And then we, in 1980, the expert system popped up. So basically, expert system are programs that are basically solving a certain problem in the engineers, in science, in medicine, for example. They can be used. And this created a second hop, let's say. And here the researchers started understanding more how to apply AI, create models. The natural language processes start being developed, and then also some data start being utilized. This brought in 1997 brought, maybe you heard, IBM Deep Blue computer won against this chess champion. I think they had several rounds at the end. The IBM computer won. I think the computer was so big. Anyway, so, but then after that, what has been enabling AI? Maybe you heard NVIDIA. Hopefully you bought the stock at this 2006. I didn't buy, but so basically, what actually did NVIDIA? NVIDIA understood that you can use graphic processing unit to process a lot of parallel tasks. While CPU, the central process unit, can do the sequential tasks, GPU can do thousands of tasks in parallel. And they blended those together, and they created basically the GPU capability, which actually then enabled enabled the machine learning and deep learning, we will see. So then another event was this by Geoffrey Hinton, UK. So basically, they won a competition about recognition of images, and they basically trained AI system. And then a lot of other events. One important event is 2017. Google developed the transformer models, which are the basis for ChatGPT today. But this was allowed again by NVIDIA work, which really created GPU AI powered system. So you need to have hardware, otherwise you don't do anything only with the software. So I know you are a digital company, but you also need hardware. So anyway, after that, then you know ChatGPT achieved 1 million users in 5 days. Google Gemini. Now we hear the Chinese DeepSeek, the French LeChat. Actually, this was last week even. And on Monday, Grok 3, Elon Musk released this 10 times or one order of magnitude faster than ChatGPT. His claim. I haven't checked, but that's what he's saying. I would believe him. So, but what is really important in this evolution is that you need the data. You need data. You need computer and data. Actually, you need to get sensors to get data. Okay, you can get data easily. Then getting data that have a good quality level is difficult. But getting data, computing power, NVIDIA solved. There are other companies, AMD, doing the same. And then you need algorithm architecture. So all these combined brought us where we are here now. So growing of AI exponentially. So is it this clear? Or if you have question, no. Then there is another principle I want to show. This is basically it's called the hype cycle of AI based on 2024. So every technology you will see around has gone through this cycle. So basically at the beginning, there is an innovation trigger. Everybody talks about the technology. Nobody understands maybe where to use, but everybody talks. Everybody says. Then there is a peak where people start realizing talking more than using it. Okay, innovation trigger is more like it's an event, breakthrough technology that comes out, like iPhone. Okay, very cool. But then there are early adopter buying it only, not mainstream. You know, iPhone is not, the price level is very high also. I think when they launched in 2008. So similar here. Then you go to a peak of inflated expectations where there is more talks than actual use. And then at a certain point, people start realizing, okay, this is not really helping me. And then there is a minimum throat of disillusionment where people don't use it. Expectations, return of investment is not really fulfilling their expectations. But then there is technology then starts developing, taking back to mainstream, and there is some enlightenment. Then there is a plateau where the technology goes mainstream. So now these technologies of AI, this shows how AI maturity and different AI technologies, how they are adopted today, and how far they are from plateau, meaning mainstream. So today, computer vision is actually less than 2 years. Computer vision, it's used. Tesla car is using computer vision. It's used even, I think some drones are using computer vision, getting the images and videos and processing this data. Robots are using computer vision in automation. Actually, it is. We know, for example, for self-driving cars, we are still at level 2. You know, self-driving cars, there are, I think, 5 levels. So we are level 2. Level 3 starts being semi-fully autonomous system. But anyway, computer vision, it's something. Where is generative AI? Generative AI is here, and we just passed the peak, and now it's going. There will be a period where people will be disappointed, and it will go mainstream. Today, another thing what is actually quite a lot used is composite AI. So blending together a lot of different AI systems, machine learning, and natural language process, and deep learning all together to solve engineering problems or solve practical problems. Quantum AI, probably you heard this, 10 years away, more than 10 years away from being actually mainstream, utilized by the people or by professionals. Okay, AI engineering is actually on the peak. AI engineering is, probably you heard about DevOps or data ops, so systems that are basically trying to find engineering application in the data management flow and how they can be utilized in different processes. Anyway, so that's where we are today, and let's look more. First time is okay. So where is AI today? I think most of you know all these things. So email filtering, you know that your email account is actually filtering your spam based on certain patterns in the emails you get. You have used Google Maps. So Google Maps is basically making prediction on the traffic and even telling you where to go. Then streaming services. I don't have Netflix, but I have Spotify. Probably you have seen. But so basically, Netflix is giving you recommendations what to watch next based on your previous history. Yeah. I have Alexa. Actually, I have since 2016 because I got in the US as a present. And these voice assistants basically are here everywhere. Then your banking is already using AI to help you to not be frauded, your money to not get stolen. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, they are recommending you new videos, new things every day. It's actually a lot of noise today. But then very last two, I want to put more focus. Okay, smart devices. You know that every kind of production unit today, every industry is trying to put smart sensors, smart devices in order to collect data, and then these data are processed by the AI algorithm, and then they can be utilized to improve and make your process more efficient. I can give you some examples. And this is also in the industry 4.0, or maybe you heard about smart home systems. You know, even AI can be installed in one of these thermostats that understanding your pattern, your how much cold you feel during the day, the temperature distribution in the room, and setting, actually allowing you to save energy, electrical energy, for example, if this is the goal. And of course, autonomous vehicles. I have seen a lot of Tesla here, so you know what I'm talking about, even though I think you cannot use the self-driving system here. And then there is large language models. You heard ChatGPT, Gemini. There are so many now popping up in the last week, as we discussed. And large language models are very interesting part of AI. Basically, those models have been trained on a lot of text. And basically, when you prompt a question, they come up with an answer based on what they learned during this training with a lot of text. So basically, they recognize the text patterns. That's what they learned. So it's not it's not me thinking behind what to answer you, but it's basically, they are basically aligning text together and giving you the most probable answer based on the text they have been taught about. So, okay, but then more things. How you classify AI? Today we are pretty much using what is called weak AI. So weak AI is basically just acts in an intelligent way. From outside, you see that, okay, this is actually acting intelligent, but it's not intelligent. It's just acting. You can see from outside that it's acting intelligently. And narrow AI is part of weak AI. So basically, it can only do a certain tasks on a certain domain for which has been trained, programmed. So there's no magic inside. So basically, somebody programmed it in that way or fed the data inside to learn how to recognize an image, a cat, or compare to another thing. But then where we want to go is more to strong AI, which is actually something really intelligent, which can really show similarity with the humans or animals' behaviors. But then the holy grail of AI is what is called general AI, that can really be conscious, self-aware, can really has an intelligence in general, can answer you in every direction and can do a lot of different tasks. These, I don't know how far we are away, but quite far, I would say, or maybe some people say that this will never be reached. You still need humans. So today, weak AI, narrow AI is mostly used. General AI is the holy grail of AI. Now, a little bit about classification. So AI today, this I created because somebody mixes AI with other things. But AI today is including logic reasoning, which means basically logic reasoning is basically a program, hard-coded, can solve or a decision tree. Basically, but it's somehow used in AI. Then there's planning optimization, is more some search constrained algorithm that you say, okay, you are here, you need to go there, and then AI just figured out how to get there based on certain constraint. And then most important, there is machine learning. Machine learning is also crossing data science and statistics. So data science is important in AI because you have a lot of data and you need to know how to handle, manipulate, and use those data, process those data. But it's not, data science is not specific AI, it's just crossing AI. And then statistics. Statistics is not AI, it's just giving you the mathematical tool that are used in machine learning in AI. So a little bit of this different. Machine learning then is working on typically on a big amount of data, a large data set, can do image recognition, speech processing. You have heard about the neural networks. So neural networks are basically mimic the people brains, human brain, and have neurons that are connected to each other. And basically, a neural network in the most simple form has an input layer, hidden layer, output layer. Deep learning is adding thousands of these hidden layers because it's a deep learning. So that's a little bit different. And then there are, of course, there are many different variations. And we discussed expert system before. Natural language processing, if you haven't heard, this is basically about enabling a computer to understand or generate human language or text. So, and ChatGPT is actually a blend of this. ChatGPT is also using natural language process algorithm inside. Okay, question? Oh. No question, I will ask question. Okay, no question. So this is interesting. I found actually a few days ago because there's a web page which is collecting all the users' feedback about all these new tools, ChatGPT and Google Gemini. And actually, this is showing the cost versus performance for large language models. And today it seems that Google, so basically on the axis here, there's a cost per token. You know what is token? So token is basically text information is translated in numerical form to make it processable by the AI. And you have a cost which is increasing here. And then you have a score from the user. So Google Gemini is having lower cost and high performance according to the users. And DeepSeek, this is a Chinese, is having higher cost than Gemini, similar performance. ChatGPT 4, which is the latest one released by OpenAI, good performance, but the cost is, this is a logarithmic scale, so it's basically order of magnitude, 1 order of magnitude compared to DeepSeek. So, but tomorrow there will be more here. So, but anyway, just to show you that it's a kind of war based on cost versus performance. And you know today that these tokens are actually taking a lot of energy. So human brains today is consuming about 20 watts. AI can be easily 1 kilowatt to just to one prompt. Now they are getting better, but you imagine how much energy, power you need. So today data center business is growing a lot, if you ever heard, and because they need to support AI and large language models and things like that. How to use the best use this large language model? I would say that you can use to really go to the next level or think. Don't cheat your homework, but use it to really think next level. What I can do with what I know. It's really powerful in a way because you don't trust, because there is still this. Maybe you heard ChatGPT hallucinations. So basically, sometimes it gives you wrong things. Don't trust. I played with ChatGPT sometimes, asking. Actually, there was a funny thing. The first release, I asked. I read that I had this problem, so I asked, how much is 3 plus 7? And ChatGPT was saying 10. And then I was saying, my wife is saying 9. And ChatGPT was saying, no, your wife is wrong. And then I was saying, my wife is always right. And then, okay, she's right. It's 9. So this was some hallucination, but now they fixed it. I think. But you will see more of these things. Okay, let's now go to the aviation part. So one of the great powers of AI is that can basically process a large amount of data. And then from this data, learn and give recommendations. And in aviation, it can improve safety. It can actually allow you to see from your digital tower laboratory, you can see things that you couldn't see. Actually, I heard a lot of lately some crashes of airplanes on the runway. So AI can tell you if there are birds around much before you can see with your eyes. But of course, you need cameras. So this is a computer vision approach. You need cameras around, and then it can show you if you have foreigners object on the runway before you can understand. So it will can really improve safety if it's used properly. On the other side, if you use for wrong scope, that it can even make a, of course, threat, which we will see. These pictures, I really like it. So UAV and you have airplanes, so it can really improve the flight safety, flight management. We will see more here. This is actually from Eurocontrol. I like this because it's summarizing one important thing, that you need data, a lot of data, to enable opportunities in AI for the aviation and for air traffic management. And this is opportunity for air traffic management, navigation service, airport, use space, unmanned vehicle, unmanned, how they are called? Unmanned vehicles, yeah. Avionics. So, and here you can really improve the performance, the safety, you can manage the capacity. You know, you can best utilize a fleet. Imagine you have an airline companies, you have a fleet of 50 airplanes. Today, unfortunately, our brain cannot see multi-dimension. AI with a lot of data can offer you multi-dimensional approach where you understand how you can actually optimize your fleet for the scope of minimizing cost, minimizing waiting time, and things like that. Traffic prediction and forecast. So basically, AI can give you predictions and demand, how users are actually, there are this high demand season or not. And AI can really understand these things and predict based on historical data, but also from actual data. And then helping the workload, it can really match, assistant and workers to the work in the optimal way. If you do manually today, you know that you have a limitation. Okay, and then there is a lot of applications in users experience and infrastructure monitoring at airport, and also separation, how to optimize the departure and arrival of flights at airport. how to optimize this, that the spacing is minimum or it's optimized. So there are several applications, and now a lot of text here, but I didn't know how to condensate. I'm not a PowerPoint engineer much, but so basically how to use AI today. In the design, if you are engineers, in the design, there are different ways today to actually, nowadays there are even AI enhanced simulation tool. Probably you heard about ANSYS, but still we are not really there. But anyway, you can use in your design AI to create a code that is solving a structural problem. Today it's possible. Actually, I did in the past already. So you can use this, but it also helps you to, on the operation side, you basically, one thing what you can do today, you can automate routine tasks already. You can do that. Something that you are doing 100 times in a week, maybe some AI can do. You can already think that way. But then it's also helping to predict turbulence, icing. And one project where I worked, actually, I know I worked a lot on aircraft engines, so I know we had some projects even to how AI could understand from dynamic pressure measurements in the engine, now can understand and predict the stall of the compressor. Stall of the compressor can be, very, it can make the engine fail. So if you can understand even a few seconds before that this is going to happen, you can do something with the thrust, and you can get more airflow, things like that. So anyway, you can use in the aircraft design and operation. Maintenance, we will see later. There is a AI-driven predictive maintenance. It can help you to optimize basically the maintenance, spare parts, inventory, and also plan the maintenance in the best way. Also, on the ergonomics point of view, help the operator to really find what is the best way to make that maintenance task. Environment, this is about how to say, optimize the trajectory in a way, the trajectory to go from point A to B in a way to respect the environment more in terms of noise and fuel and CO2 emission or NOx emissions, all these things. So then air traffic management is about optimizing the routes and the traffic controller, or reducing the delays. So it allows you to manage, for example, the handover. One flight arrives, you need to offload the people and then put the new people inside. But meanwhile, you need to tank the fuel and do these things. So this is a set of operations that today are done maybe sequentially, but AI can help you to make it in parallel or to make something different, even allocate, how to say, gate allocation to an incoming flight. These are so many operations actually, sometimes I feel that it's a miracle how there is no accident happening, because there are so many operations in airport at the same time. It's huge. And today, actually, one thing, when I've been flying a lot in the last year, and I take more than 30 flights per year easily, and I see 90% are delayed. There is some problems. And actually, I'm saying, okay, sometimes I cross the fingers and let's hope that nothing happens, because but how AI can really help there to enhance safety. But we will see what are also the challenges. It can enhance safety, but we need to be careful. Okay, airport, I was mentioning already, runway debris and things like that. Drones, air mobility. I think for the drones, it's really necessary to have AI. Already now, AI is helping a lot with the drones and unmanned flights. And imagine today, I put one example, agriculture. So drones can basically gather images and videos of agricultural crop and check the yield status, healthy, if it's healthy, if there's some disease popping up somewhere in the crop, and can give you recommendations. So basically, imagine the drone is flying around, scanning the surface, taking images, and then giving it to an AI system on board or on ground, can analyze this data and give predictions that, okay, now, dear agriculture operator, you need to do this and that, otherwise, to improve your crop, to optimize your crop. And agriculture personnel want to increase the yield of the crop. So how you can use AI to do that? Imagine the possibilities are that's why AI is pretty good, because it opens so many possibilities which today or in the past you would not imagine. And for example, also monitoring infrastructures and oil and gas platforms. So drone can go there, acquiring images, And then AI can learn from these images, giving you recommendations, what to do to improve your process. So there are so many things you can do with the drone and AI today. So you are in a good field. I think you will have a job in the future. Cybersecurity today, of course, hackers can use AI to enter in your system. So it's really important to use also AI to counteract those threats. And that's a little bit the field of cybersecurity. I think this is a very interesting field. I don't know much, but get interested in that. Okay, safety risk management. So basically, yeah, AI can help. It's also discussed before. Basically, can understand in advance if there are risks coming. As I mentioned, if there are birds flying and there's an airplane is going to take off, AI can give an alarm much faster than to the pilot, much faster than I can do watching from the window in a classical tower approach. Any questions? Because no question. Okay, either I'm not good or you understand everything, which is good. Okay, more applications. I put some fancy images. They are not mine. I copied from Google, from the web. Revenue management and route planning is one application, for example. Today, for good reasons, I would say that the airlines are trying to understand the demand and our behaviors to charge more. So, for example, if they see me that I always want to sit next to the emergency or premium economy, and I have an account in Finnair and Lufthansa, they know that next time I buy a flight, I want to by that specific seat, they will charge me more, things like that. So today, airlines are trying to use AI also to understand patterns from the people and charge more, or let's say in a nice way, optimize their revenue. That's what they are doing. But in a good way, actually, I have a flight now on Sunday to Calgary in Canada, and they send me an email that they have a surprise for me on board. Let's see, maybe I don't know. Let's see what they will give me. Maybe they think, okay, this guy is Italian. Maybe AI is bringing some tiramisu for me there. I don't know. Let's see. But anyway, this is about really airlines can understand your behaviors and make a business with that. Like Facebook is doing business with our data. Okay, crew management, matching airplanes fleet with the human resources it's used. Capacity management. Today, it's very unprofitable to send an airplane half empty or empty to a certain flight destination. So how to manage this? And also, one interesting thing is about food in flight. There is several hundred of millions wasted or more every year in food on the airplanes that is not actually consumed. So, and today, I think this was EasyJet who first started, or at least EasyJet did this, that they try to understand from passengers' behavior in which how to say, route they travel, they eat more, and how they eat more. And then they plan how much food they should put on board. Because at the end, they need to throw the stuff away if they don't. Anyway, this is managing the in-flight sales and food. And also understanding what are the people mostly buying in the airplane. Usually I don't buy anything, but some people buy stuff. If they know that, okay, Tiziano has 2 children, maybe children are interested in this and that, and they will start passing around with the toys, then unfortunately, they will empty my pocket. So, okay, but then the flight planning and flow management. Flow management, what I was mentioned before, is kind of, if imagine you have an airport where you have a lot of cameras that they see everything what is coming in, landing, everything what is going away, taking off airplanes. They can basically tag everything and understand how these elements are moving. So AI can really understand and optimize the inflow and outflow of passengers, and how many are going in a certain direction inside the airport, and what they are doing there. Really managing all the operations and supporting operations to the handover of the airplane. As I was mentioned before, you need to do certain activities when before you hand over the airplane to the next flight. Okay, environmental impact, we already mentioned, and operational flight management. So yeah, this is actually interesting pictures. I know that in UK they are experimenting some of these things, but anyway, there is still operator behind this, but there is a lot of things which are repetitive tasks now handed over to AI already in the airport, how to manage the flow. Okay, then air safety and airplane maintenance. So today, you know that the amount of passengers have been increasing a lot, and it will double maybe in the next 20 years. So people are traveling a lot. There are emerging countries like Asia, India. They really want to fly. They are building up infrastructure. So important is that how you can ensure the safety. If you keep the same level, so if the amount of passengers is increasing, the amount of flights is increasing, there is a lot of data generated, and people cannot process that data. So you need AI. It's actually a need AI in a way to support you to handle so much data. I mean, in the hospital, in your study, in your work, everybody needs to handle a lot of data today. So it will become a certain point impossible from a personal standpoint to handle or process those data and the information. So we cannot go back. So you need to embrace AI, and this is needed also for the air safety. So there will be so much flying already. I think we are seeing the problems today where AI is actually helping the safety at operations, because otherwise people cannot manage some tasks. Maintenance, we will see now predictive maintenance soon, but this is in UK airport. I don't remember which one, and so they use basically a digital tower lab, where they have basically the screens, and then they have cameras all around in the fields everywhere, and they can understand better what's going on there. If there are foreigner objects on the runway, or birds, or some, even a drone flying, I got crazy, I want to attack airports, they can see. But otherwise, you could not actually see. And here it's a nice picture, actually, how AI is identified in the space and looking around what's going on. So, questions? I need to take some water. From the line, questions? No. Oh, yes. But okay, I was actually 2 years ago, I was in Hong Kong. Sorry. I was in Hong Kong airport. I went to the security clearance, and they scanned my face. There was an automatic machine, actually, anyway, they scanned my face. Then there was actually one storm. I waited there 10 hours. Then I jumped on another flight to Shanghai. But when I went there, I was taking my passport when I went to the gate to on board. Actually, I arrived there and there was a camera, and immediately opened the gate. So this is kind of biometric identification. So I think Delta, I've seen the same in Atlanta in 2021, 22. So actually, some airports are doing. Now, you say, what's the point? Probably it can enhance safety in a way. If I steal your boarding pass at the airport and nobody checks my ID, your ID, then I can get in your flight, maybe. I was just thinking with my mind. But with your face, nobody can take your face or eyes and biometric data from you away. But of course, there are also some privacy issues, maybe, or things like that. Anyway, in Asia, it's becoming quite popular. So if you travel in Asia, you will see this biometric security identification and things like that. Okay, selling tickets is actually what probably we discussed, but airlines today are proposing you trips all the time, based on your path or on your historical behaviors. This is already happening. I get a lot of spam, things like that. So this is already used by AI. Then, okay, logistics and operations. So today, for example, I have seen actually even drones are used in the warehouse outside, and they map what is there, parts of spare parts or parts of engine, or even auxiliary system that you need for the infrastructures. And there are cameras that are used. And then you can feed all this data into AI, and AI gives you a recommendation how to organize the warehouse. Actually, I have seen this directly. Basically, we organized the warehouse in a way, thanks to AI, was matching the inventory different parts with actually operations. Which parts will be needed first in the operation? Because in the past, we were just putting everything. And then we didn't, people were not really thinking, okay, I need that part, what I put at the end tomorrow, and this part I need in 1 week, why that part is at the end of the warehouse desk or some. So anyway, there's a lot of this thing already happening in logistics and operations, how to improve productivity. So AI can enhance the productivity. Security, fraud detection. Actually, this is already ongoing as well. With the same camera system in the airport, they can recognize faces. They can see if somebody has bad behaviors of intention there at the airport. Demand forecast, something already utilized, discussed a little bit. And maybe you have seen, okay, they can estimate also and prevent some flight delay and maintenance, recommending you certain initiatives that are better. So basically, AI is somehow using helicopter view across all the operations you have to give you better recommendations. Sometimes you cannot see everything. So that's the powerful thing of AI here. And chatbot, maybe you have seen, actually today they are a little bit frustrating, these things. I have used, they are like, flight got delayed and you need to chat and then, please, I want to talk to the human. But someday maybe they will work. Okay, AI predictive maintenance. Actually, in 2014, I worked directly on this system. I was working for GE aircraft engine, and we were testing. I was in the R&D testing engines, and we were feeding data from the test field to the cloud system Predix. And this system actually was learning from thousands of data from test field, aircraft engines test, under test, but also fleet flying. And these data were fed into the system, and then the system was trying to predict maintenance, failures, downtime, or saving cost, also predicting a certain failure or approaching to failure in advance. This is ongoing. Rolls-Royce is also doing, GE is doing, Pratt & Whitney is doing. Maybe we don't still see the full implementation, but it will be actually, it's already enhancing the reliability and the safety, but it will be even more in the future. And you can optimize performance also. For example, you know that these aircraft engines will be on that aircraft flying from this point A to B. Which operational envelope this engine will see? Can we optimize this engine for that specific envelope, that the fuel consumption is optimized, that all the parameters are optimized? So, and you can do this thanks to data which are coming from sensors. So today they put more and more sensors on the engine. They really want to understand. It's called asset management or health management system for that. This is applied today everywhere. They will apply in every machines, smart machines. And this is also called actually virtual prototyping. So the same data can be given to designers, which can improve the design. So you get data from the field and saying that your engine, the compressor here is behaving this way. You are a compressor designer, say, okay, I need to change something. Maybe it's not correct. My design is wrong. So this is also a feedback loop for your design. So getting this data. And training and simulation with digital tools. So basically today you can use virtual reality. You can go in the engine, and this is also AI can help you to understand how I do maintenance on this engine physically. Can I do actually? Sometimes when I worked, engineers designing very nice thing, and then you cannot access to that part for the maintenance because it's impossible. So if you can use these tools before, during the design, then you can understand how I change the bearing on this engine, for example. Okay, customer experience, of course, if you know that if an engine is failing at the airport, it's millions of dollars wasted. So customers don't really want that. If this happens, it's a problem, big problem. Sustainability is helping, of course. If you can improve the performance, then meaning that it will be saving CO2, for example. Okay, this is the MRO in maintenance, repair, and overall you have it's used actually a lot to maintain and plan the activities. Then I don't know if you've seen, but there is a lot of also initiatives about AI to improve the user manuals, and they can offer even real-time updates and recommendation. So we are using a lot in my work today AI to improve documentation, to read about documentation. We get usually, aviation is quite regulated system, so you get a lot of documentation. And today, if you need to read yourself, it's like maybe I prefer to chat or do something, or go out to where I walk, because it's like all these standards but now companies are already using AI, can read the standard for you and giving you the main elements, main inputs, and then you can do your work. Of course, it's not you cannot trust it 100%, but at least can save you some hours of reading boring stuff, because standards are, for me, I'm not a standard guy, but they are very boring, honestly.
It's a part of the aviation.
Yeah, it's very regulated. So you need, of course, we will see that it's very important. So something about space. So today, a typical space project, if you work for European Space Agency, has 7 phases from 0 to F. And actually here I wanted to point out that for each of these phases, you use AI. At the beginning, every project you are going to do in life has a requirement at the beginning. So you need to understand the requirements and the scope. And this you can use AI actually to make concepting, preliminary study, brainstorming. AI is very good in brainstorming, giving you ideas, ChatGPT if you try. So it's actually used. And then I put here, a very futuristic picture, people sitting on the table and brainstorming on some launching system. Then there is a phase 2 where you basically start selecting the materials, the design. And actually one project where I worked was to utilize AI to predict the different, when you go in an aircraft engine, you know that you have high temperature applications in the turbine or combustor, and you need the specific alloy. But the technology really to push, one way to push the efficiency of aircraft engines is to push the temperature in the combustion chamber. And to push that, you need high temperature resistance material. How you develop new materials? We build an AI system that we could feed with basically all type of materials existing in the world's alloy, and we asked the AI based on test results. We asked the AI, can you come up with a better nickel alloy or something? This was a research project. So you can use already in the design and of components. You can ask, okay, this is a design of this. Can you optimize? Can you make a better design? Can you suggest? But of course, you always need to think with your mind, and is this correct or not? Don't fully trust AI, never.
But when you say we are using AI, you are mentioning ChatGPT or?
No, these are neural networks that are basically for example, if you have an engine, you tested this for 30 years, you have data, 30 years history of usage data. We need to narrow down, for example, the blade, one blade on the turbine stage. This has been, you have a lot of data, how this specific material has been performing against operations, and you can use all this data to train an AI. And then you ask AI, I want to increase the temperature in the combustion chamber at this. Which material I will need? And then you can give also database about all that chemistry database and ask. And actually, it popped up with the very stupid things, but also with the things that you don't really think sometimes. Because as I said before, our brain doesn't think multidimensional, multi-patterns. AI can give you many patterns, which most are stupid. But then if there is at least one that is matching your problem, you are done. That's why I don't believe when they say, okay, AI will replace human. No, because you still need, you are the one in control. You are the one driving. Don't sit on the back seat too much. Actually, even when I take a taxi, I ask the driver, can I drive? I drive.
Oh, come on.
Because I don't drive. I don't drive. I did once actually, but she didn't know. I like to be in control. But yeah, anyway. Final designing, you use it. Actually, there's several projects which AI has helped to design a better antenna system on the satellites, things like that. Manufacturing automation robots. So today you cannot perform manual. I mean, if you try to do repetitive tasks and automation tasks in the future, yourself, you will not be competing with China. In Europe, China is already pushing automation a lot. I've seen factories in China. It's crazy what they are doing. Manufacturing execution system, smart factory. They use robots, AI, already implemented there. So of course you cannot do every task, but you can do many things. And they can save you productivity 1-2%, and this is a lot of money at the end of the day. Assembly, may operation support, optimization, we discussed, parts are needed in the assembly here and there. But onboard control, this is International Space Station, which is flying at 400 kilometers altitude. And basically, sometimes needs to adjust because there are debris hitting. So how to use AI to do that? And actually, it's actually ongoing, this thing. Then how you use data satellites data to improve the life on Earth. And the AI is the only, how to say today, tool capable of processing so many data and finding patterns out of there and information, because the amount of data you can get today from satellites is so big. Doing manually, it's really understanding patterns there. It's really hard. Anyway, just want to show you in space. It's also used. Now let's go to the challenges. So challenges are to be addressed are, okay, you need to ensure that AI works with different hardware and software you are currently utilizing. If you start a company today, no problem. But if you are a company existing for 50 years or 100 years, how you bring AI in your existing legacy tool is a nightmare. But you will see someday when it will work. Sometimes of course, you don't want the AI to decide everything because you don't fully trust it. Maybe there are ethical situations. Have you heard about this Tesla car that needs to decide if kill grandmom of a boy? There are this type of problem in computing vision, and these are actually critical situation, ethical, and sometimes AI might have some hallucination or say stupid things. Kill the Italians in Estonia, don't kill the Estonians. It's a joke, but it can really be ethical issue. So, but then AI also needs new guys like you to really work. Otherwise, it doesn't magically happen in your system. So you need to do a lot of work to implement. That's why you will be always needed in a workplace. Nobody will replace you. Then, okay, regulations. So it's really hard to adapt regulations to something that is learning and changing. We spoke about machine learning. Machine learning is learning from the environment. Then regulations in aviation are very strict. And they are very, the quality assurance is very standardized. So this is a challenge to apply current framework to the topic. I go a little bit faster. Again, general AI can have some security issues, transparency. Actually, AI is a black box. You don't fully understand what's happening there. Actually, nobody does. In a deep learning with thousands of hidden layers, you never know what's happening there. And you don't have full transparency, so you need to trust. How much you trust? It's not easy. Okay, then cyber threats, we said that it's very important to make sure that AI can be used against you. So you need to have a better AI that is helping you against those threats, cyber threats. Okay, quality assurance framework. You need to make sure that should still meet the safety standards and security standards, accuracy, what you have. Then you need to have it's difficult to create a framework that ensures security, privacy of the data with AI. And so there are some predictability limits. You never know what AI is suggesting to a pilot to do when it's in flight in a certain situation, which you cannot reproduce on Earth. So you never know what's happening there. So you cannot fully control what AI will suggest fast decision making to a military airplane that is under threat, or even civil airplane that needs to land quickly. You never know. So then one thing is that how you make sure that human and AI work together. So they team up, they align together, they don't fight in the decision making for the same goal. So this is something interesting we will see. You need to make sure that these models are robust, you can trust. And they don't have biases, as I said, they don't have the biases that this guy is Italian and he's lazy and slow and late. And then this learning real time, AI is learning all the time. So how you make sure that regulations are still applicable. And yeah, of course, you need to update your hardware. If you put AI, you need to have a hardware which can handle AI, otherwise it's not working. This is a framework for European Union Aviation Safety Agency, and basically it has different pillars here. There are these ethical things, what we discussed. Humans should have always oversight, control on the AI, and the model should be robust and safe. The privacy should be guaranteed. If they see my data in an airport, they should maybe after 2 days, they should scrap my face. Nobody likes my face, or maybe it's better if they scrap. So then privacy, transparency, we need to know what actually AI is doing. Not easy, but then diversity discussed. Environment and well-being, AI should respect social and environment well-being.
These are all the principles.
Yeah, these are defined by the
AI
European, yeah.
Airworthiness principles at the same time.
And they are linked with the AI assurance and these human factors. You know human factors today and how AI is influencing there, how they are teaming up. Today when you think about human factors, there are 3 levels. Level where we are now, 1 is that basically we are in control. Level 2 is that where we team up with AI. Level 3, there are 2 sub-levels. Level 3 is that we allow AI to be in control. But we will see now later, actually, in the next step where it's going to be now the level 3. But yeah, this is a framework you can read if you are interested. There are so many. There's the same equivalent for FAA American, and you will find out. Near future, actually, that's what I was mentioning. So this is basically how the European Aviation Safety Agency is basically starting from exploration of AI regulatory system to the full automation. And as I said, now when we are 2025, first approval of level 1, artificial intelligence. So basically, the use of AI is approved. But then think about autonomous AI. So basically, AI can be in control, can override your decision. So this is planned 2050 might happen. But for which application and things like that? This is use space. You imagine you have a smart city where you have thousands of UAV going around. You can't control unless AI is controlling that mess, because are we going there? I don't know. But you need to have somebody in control, and human cannot be. One person cannot be in control of 1,000 drones flying around. It's impossible. You cannot process. Okay, then actually level 2, which is teaming up, is actually very far in aviation still. So at the moment, you don't allow AI to be in control. You are in control. This is a Deloitte outlook of how it looks this year. Aerospace and defense sector. So I think you are not in a rush. Huh? You want to go? You can stay. Okay. So basically, this is the outlook from Deloitte Aerospace and Defense, and actually this is very interesting to read that companies are integrating digital tools to maintenance, repair. So all the things I want to show you, that all the things I told you before are actually, you don't trust me, because how I trust an Italian guy who comes in Estonia to speak about AI. But trust Deloitte that AI.
I trust in you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Continue, please.
Yeah, I'm trying to make me trustful and showing that actually Deloitte is saying that key trends integrate digital technologies into maintenance, repair overall. And then AI, general AI, will play a big role today actually in talent strategy, human resources here. And then rocket technology, unmanned systems, how they will use AI more. This is going to in the US, SpaceX is already using to land the rocket Falcon 9 with AI. But in Europe, I think not so much companies are using a rocket. But then air mobility, they are using something here, but then supply chain, there is a lot. How to improve the supply chain, optimize. You know that today every company works with due to the globalization, companies work more in horizontal how to say, organization where they need, imagine Boeing or Airbus, they don't build everything in Germany. Parts are built wherever in the world. Boeing builds parts also in Italy. So then they need to bring it together. There is a huge supply chain, and the supply chain is very regulated. So you know that how many counterfeit parts are entering today the aircraft market as well. So how to use AI to improve these things. There's a huge potentials to use AI, but also huge threats. I will look a little bit the future. So there will be more and more these smart aircraft health systems where data are gathered and AI is used to improve the performance and the usage of an airplane. And inventory, prevent stockouts. Somebody knows about inventory. How to manage inventory manually is not easy if you work for Boeing or Airbus. And this is interesting, picture. Digital twin of the engine. I was mentioning detect counterfeit parts, ensuring safety, reliability. This will be more and more growing in the future. Integration of sensors, IoT, Internet of Things into smart machines. So this will be utilized more and more. Robotics usage will be enhanced more and more. So there will be more use of AI power predicting for pricing also. Company wants to make the revenue. Then analytics to make smart decision on flights. This is actually a system that allows you to optimize your flight trajectory, for example, based on weather conditions and traffic around. So you can, and this is based on AI. AI can process a lot of data, so can give you recommendation. Actually, interesting thing, supporting crew mental health. This is something. There is some actually psychology group doing this, trying to do this, because they are a lot under stress. Collision avoidance is very interesting also how AI can help there. Actually, we had lately last month this crash in US helicopter. So I think how AI could develop, how it will help. Passenger check-in and security. This is already something, as I said, happening somewhere, but not mainstream and not in Europe. Yeah, this is real-time monitoring, traffic control, autonomous flight. That's the future. A multimodal app where you have an app where you can easily jump on a train and do different things. And so more integrated transportation system. How then you use AI in your finance calculation and things? And today is something, but still not. In the future, we will see more and more of this. It will be a lot of tasks will be automated also. This aircraft status and maintenance. So the idea is that you know exactly your airplane, the airplane is flying from point A, B, what's the status? You know everything and where it will go next. And then AI can already tell you when it will fly for the next 2 months, the airplane. So that's you cannot do today. Maybe airlines, they know, but how you can make to the next level and plan the maintenance, plan everything. Okay, again, in the future, more the future about space, there will be more and more applications into Earth observation, remote sensing. Now you have the internet worldwide, Starlink, and things like that. They will use more and more AI to process data and control satellites, take images, processing data, and give recommendations based on this data. Navigation, so Mars rover will be fully autonomous maybe, and AI will do everything in the future. And then one important thing in research and science, how you use AI to more and more process large data. There will be data are now growing exponentially, the amount of data. So if you don't allow AI to help you, it's dead end. And I put some picture here. Actually, it's finished. I thought there was something else, but now questions. We are late. 5 minutes left. Yeah.
You correctly pointed out that even though we have a lot of Tesla here, we don't have quite the same functionality as in some other parts of the world.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on laws and legislation here in the European Union regarding using AI in comparison to China and the United States?
Yeah, I think in the US, I was there in 2016 in San Francisco. I remember I was seeing everywhere Tesla already parking alone or even driving, people driving with Tesla assisted drive on the highway. But in Europe, I think it's about European approach or regulations. But I like that in a way that it's safer. In the US, they take more risks. But I'm not an expert about legislation. I know Europe is always playing safe and way. But I think there should be a realistic framework how to approve this technology, but still allowing the sandbox where you can develop the technology. But then when it goes mainstream, how to make sure that it's really safe. And this we will see with AI. That's why, you know, Europe has been waiting that, okay, ChatGPT, and they were waiting Chinese, and now they see, okay, we are late, we need to do something. But how you regulate those things is also not easy, because if someday something happens to a person because of this and you are responsible, then people are also don't want to take that risk. In the US, it's easier to take risk. But I don't know actually from a legislation point of view why in the US it's so easy and in Europe not. Yeah, I don't know. But we are close with computer vision, compute vision. We are actually close in the US at least to fully use what was level 3 pilot, maybe 2-3 years. Elon Musk was saying maybe this year or last year. We are not still there. It's level 3. Questions from the yeah, Anna.
So as you said, AI needs data with the data, but AI systems require servers. Servers require energy.
Yeah.
And as to my knowledge, AI is a very big energy consumer.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna implement AI in all of those areas, isn't it gonna be a huge challenge?
Blackout. We go back to the candles. Yeah, that's the problem.
In the end, maybe Einstein will be right. He said, I don't know the third World War III, but I know we will fight with our hands in the end. In the future.
Yeah, that's what I said before, is that the human brain consumes 20 watt. 20 watt is less than a lamp. But the AI is starting from 1 kilowatt. When you text a prompt, you are already, if you stay 5 minutes, you are using 100 of watts and easily kilowatts. So this is a big problem. And that's why Europe has issue. But luckily some countries have the nuclear power. And that's why nuclear power, it can only be the one now supporting the energy transition. Because data centers are growing exponentially, and it's not sustainable to burn the fossil fuels. So you need to have an alternative source. And actually it's going now end-to-end nuclear research and fission, maybe you also have fusion. Fusion, we are maybe 80 years far, or 100, it might be. But fission, it's here how to make it more cheaper first, and how to make it more also safe. And safe and cheaper. For example, Estonia is a small country, nuclear power, it's very difficult to implement because it needs a lot of investments. Finland did 40 years ago, maybe, or more, and now they are benefit. France, if you look France didn't have any oil and gas. Italy has some oil and gas, at least France didn't have anything. So France said 50 years ago, the only way, they were very smart, because they said the only way, no matter what the people think, you need to be democratic, but sometimes you need to have leaders who take decisions. They say that we don't have oil and gas here, so what do we need to do? Nuclear. They did the nuclear, and now France has the cheapest price in Europe. And they can afford, and that's the reason also why now France has got a big investment on data center, because they can afford it with electricity price and things. But who doesn't have a nuclear today is problematic, unless you have fossil fuels. In Europe, Norway has. And how you can play only with the renewable energy is a problem, because they are not continuing, they are discontinuing all the time. And in Estonia, sun, okay, today is good, but usually don't have. So energy is playing, and hardware. That's why I was mentioning before that you need to have AI, but you need to have the hardware also. Hardware is really important. even though you are a digital society, but you need hardware and you need to, that's why I think that in Estonia in general, they should look also more at the hardware. I don't know, maybe they are doing how to make the energy independent, not just burning coal or shale oil. They are good. Okay, nuclear could be one answer, but it's not easy. I don't know if I answer, but nobody will be able to answer because it's a difficult question. But unless everybody brings a bike in the morning and you do your own AI with the, yeah.
Well, as it seems like keeping the AI running can be quite expensive. So, but how does the AI like make money off me using it, like ChatGPT?
Today it's not profitable. Just OpenAI is losing, I think, millions even every day. But they are okay. At the moment, this is it's investors are putting because they believe that something will come, like internet. They are now. It's more that investors they are believing that there is something there, and countries have been pushing now. US OpenAI, Elon Musk is actually has 200 billion is how to say GDP of Estonia is 2 billion, I think, and Elon Musk is 200 billion or more. So yeah, so how to say that people are seeing something in the future and they are putting money. It means that I'm an investor. If I don't put money and then in 10 years it's something really good, and that's a little bit what is feeding now the system. But there is a new technology. That's why I was showing this curve. Some of these will never actually. Some of these will stay hype maybe forever. Who knows? But some are actually working. Compute vision, for example, something that is hype. What I was showing here. But for you today, they will find a way to make money on your data, like Facebook did, because Facebook was unprofitable. Amazon was unprofitable. They were unprofitable for 8 years, 8 years. Then they start making money. But it will come. Today, nobody still trusted maybe ChatGPT, this advertising company, but they will start trusting. You will see that ChatGPT will start putting some advertising thing, or unless people will start, buying, everybody start buying the premium. But today they are still not profitable. But at the moment is probably you see, for example, now we are this one generative AI. We are here now. We are still in this become inflated expectation, and that's what helps. So Bolt, for example, is unprofitable company for 15 years, but still investors are putting money in it, and but it's unprofitable. I would at least last year was still unprofitable, but how to say that investors are still putting money. Someday hope that something will come out, or somebody has some bigger fish comes and buys it, and then they make exit. But anyway, this they are doing because there is something actually here. And this is not now, as I showed you here, you see now coming from ChatGPT, but there is a lot of research underneath. These transformers models by Google, this deep learning approach here, they are all used in ChatGPT today and other AI systems. And anyway, in the future, there will be something out of this. So it's a wave, it's a train you cannot miss. It's like the internet. Estonia actually didn't miss the internet digital thing. Italy missed it. If you go to Italy, there are some villages are totally disconnected from the world. Unless you go with the paper, you can't do anything. But it's like a wave. Let's see where it brings. Some believe, others don't believe. But the big investors who have money put some money there just to hope. I don't know if I answered, but it is difficult.
Okay.
Yes.
Party breaker, but the next two wants to come in.
Yeah, we have time. Time is up, unfortunately. It's very interesting topic.
Yeah, this was a general topic. How to say? General overview. I hope at least that you got interested and you go and your homework about this, and maybe the Estonian Aviation Academy will start AI course in the future, and there will be somebody better than me explaining those details. This was a generic. Okay. Thanks in the live.
Thank you.
Actually, there are some questions, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't need to be manual.
Report, just report that.
No, okay, thank you.
There will be a group of high school students
Okay.
coming in, that's why.